All right, let's talk about building a powerful defense against some of the most common health issues men face. And you know what? We're gonna do it with something you use every single day, your food. We're diving deep into the foods that can seriously protect and support a healthy prostate. So to kick things off, a quick question for you. Take a look at these three: tomatoes, garlic, and salmon. I mean, on the surface, they're totally different, right? A fruit, a pungent little bulb, and a fish. But they all share one incredible secret. Any ideas what it could be?
You got it. Every single one of them is packed with compounds that are basically superheroes for your prostate. They're powerful allies. Today, we're going to break down exactly how they work and a bunch of other foods you can add to your defense team.
But first things first, before we can talk about protecting the prostate, it probably helps to know what it is and what its job is, right? So let's get a quick introduction.
Okay, so picture this. It's a small but really important gland, about the size of a walnut, and it sits just below the bladder. Its main gig, it produces the fluid that nourishes and carries sperm. So yeah, it's absolutely vital for reproduction. Now, just like any other part of the body, the prostate isn't immune to problems, and these issues tend to pop up more as men get older. Understanding what can go wrong is really the first step in trying to keep things right. One of the most common issues is something called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or just BPH. Now, the key word here is benign. It's not cancer. But what happens is the prostate gets bigger, and as it grows, it can start to squeeze the tube you urinate through. You can imagine how that leads to some, well, pretty annoying and uncomfortable symptoms. So what are the red flags? Well, the signs can be anything from urinary problems, like pain or that feeling of having to go constantly, especially at night, to aches and pains in your lower back or groin. And sometimes if there's an infection, you might even feel like you have the flu. Knowing what to look for is so important. Okay, so that's the problem side of things, but here's where the good news comes in. And this is really what we're all about today. One of the best defensive tools you have is already in your kitchen. Seriously, your dinner plate can act like a shield. And this is the absolute key. The food choices you make day in and day out can have a huge impact on your prostate health. We're talking about foods that can help stop issues before they start, manage things if they're already happening, and just support your overall health down there. So what exactly should be in that arsenal? Let's get down to the delicious details and look at the real heavy hitters, the foods that science has shown can offer some amazing protection. First up, let's talk about the antioxidant all-stars. Think of antioxidants as your body's personal cleanup crew, fighting off damage from these little rogue molecules. Tomatoes are loaded with lycopene, pomegranates bring the vitamin E, citrus fruits are packed with vitamin C, and veggies like broccoli have something called sulforaphane. All of them are incredible at reducing inflammation and protecting your prostate cells. Now, this is so important. Not all fats are bad for you. You've got to choose wisely. You want to lean into the protective, anti-inflammatory fats, like the omega-3s you get from salmon or sardines, and the healthy fats in olive oil, nuts, and seeds. On the flip side, studies suggest that cutting back on saturated fats, the kind you find in red meat and a lot of full-fat dairy, can really help lower your risk. And what about soy? Well, foods like tofu and edamame contain these cool plant compounds that can help balance hormones. And get this, the National Cancer Institute pointed to a study that found a link between eating soy and having lower levels of PSA. And PSA is that key marker doctors look at to check on your prostate health, so that's a pretty big deal. Okay, ready for a mind-blowing number? This comes from just a simple onion. One study found that men who ate onions regularly had a 59% lower risk of developing BPH. How crazy is that? It's all thanks to powerful flavonoids in onions that are amazing anti-inflammatories. And right behind the onion is its cousin, garlic. That same research showed that a regular garlic habit could drop the risk of BPH by 28%. That's because of a compound called allicin, which is famous for its anti-inflammatory and antibacterial superpowers. And to wrap up our food list, we can't forget these two. First, zinc. You find it in nuts and seeds, and it's essential for keeping hormones like testosterone and DHT in check. High levels of DHT are linked to prostate growth, so balance is key. And then there's vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. Research shows that not having enough is linked to a higher risk of prostate cancer. You can find it in fish and eggs, but also, a little bit of sun. So, we've packed our plate with all these amazing protective foods.
But the best strategy doesn't stop with what you eat. It's really about pulling all these pieces together to create a bigger, healthier lifestyle.
And really, this is the big takeaway. A great diet is the foundation, it's the cornerstone, but it works best when it's part of an overall healthy way of living. Now, sure, genetics can play a part, and we can't control that. But our daily choices, what we eat, how we move, that gives us a tremendous amount of power. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a little challenge. After seeing all these delicious, powerful options, the real question isn't if you can protect your health with food, but which of these amazing ingredients are you going to start with this week? Thanks for tuning in, and here's to your health.